I mean, besides the need for housing is great, but at least with Atlanta Habitat, it's the people. I mean, the house leaders, they're all great and fun to work with. Same thing with the skilled supervisors. You know, there's no one I said, oh my God, they're here, yuck. I've never said that. I learned about it just from the news and different organizations, and decided to come out and try it and see what it was all about. And I remember going home that day and my wife saying, "Yeah, how was it?" And I just thought it was incredible. You could see going from nothing to a box, you know, with the walls and the house started. It was just amazing, the progress made in one day.
I've known Rocco for a long time. I met him on a build site. One Clark Howard build. It was day one, and it was time to lay down floor decking, and he was just all about it.
I just kept coming back and just realized, you know, skilled supervisor was kind of like the next evolution. It was great. You know, you learn more than you meet other skilled supervisors.
Honestly, he was awesome just as a volunteer, and it was great to get him to join our skilled supervisor rank. We didn't have to train him up that much. He already had a nice skill set, and so he was just automatically a part of the team. And his energy, his intensity is very much welcomed and appreciated.
Most of the house leaders, almost all of them, they get asked pretty dumb questions and asked, you know, repeatedly how to do the same thing, and they smile and teach and say, "Here, let me show you, let me help you." They just keep an even keel, and that's what the volunteers need to. You know, they don't need to be berated. They're out here just trying to learn.
He's a leader that will lead through example. So through his action and his work ethic, that is the type of leader he is. He sets the tone physically, and then by setting that example physically, then he'll give instructions, but you see him doing what he's asking you to do.
You know, Delta and Georgia Power, they have a lot of volunteers out there, but they're all working. They don't come out to hang out, they come out to work. At least one of the Clark Howard builds, he had so many volunteers out, and I remember it's like we had so many people, I actually took my tool belt and just put it away. And it's like, this was not a day I'm swinging a hammer, it's a good day to, you know, be teaching and organizing, which is a whole nother skill. It's great when you have a group of folks that, you know, either know what you're doing with a little bit of instruction, it's like, we got it, but they're willing, you know, it's no fun to have people, you know, just sitting around watching other people do work. I mean, it's a hands-on thing, and obviously I'm not as good at doing the stuff as a house leader, and this person's not as good as I am, but they can get there and they can contribute, and that's the biggest, that we all can contribute. I just was looking at other ways to volunteer for Habitat, and not just on Saturdays if there was other time. A skilled supervisor, Denise, told me that she was on that committee, and we talked about it, eating lunch on a build one day. Through the committee, I get to meet all the homeowners we've interviewed, which it's really pretty special to interview people and hear their stories and see them in the kind of the beginning of their Habitat journey. I've been to a dedication, you know, and I've been on a couple build days where someone I interviewed, I was on the job, and as soon as I see them, it's great, you know, so hi, and it's like we're old friends, but it's like we don't know each other that well, but it's pretty cool because by the time a build started, they've probably got 100 hours in, they've taken a bunch of classes, they're kind of, I think they can see the end in sight. You know, it's not done yet, but they can see where it's going. Whereas at the beginning, they're pretty wide-eyed and just wondering what's, you know, am I qualified? Is this ever really going to happen? I volunteered to build for Habitat, and so they figured out locations in different older neighborhoods. We let the neighbors stock the libraries themselves, and all of them were stocked very quickly by neighbors putting their own in there. It just encourages reading, and I'll say we had somebody I interviewed, it was a mother with her mother, and she had a 5-year-old son, and they worked opposite shifts so they could always be with the son. Like they said, we don't have a lot of time to do anything else but work and read and play with our son, and I want to do a free little library for them when their house is built. Only one I taught was deck maintenance and just showing how it was built and how to maintain, how to clean, how to take care of, how to replace boards. People seem to understand that it's important, and that these things, most of the maintenance they can do is not that difficult. We screw down the boards. It's, if a board gets cracked or whatever, you can unscrew it and put a new one in. To know they could do repairs is pretty powerful. I've had a couple of my friends come out. They asked, "Hey, I know you do stuff with Habitat. Is there time?" And I was like, "Go to the volunteer hub and sign up." But I'll also let you know it's easier for most folks to go to a build, I think, with somebody they know, and instead of just showing up like, "Yeah, I want to raise my hand." And my kids have both been on builds and helped out. It's the best. I mean, watching them, and they've helped at home on home projects and stuff like that where they could. Having your kids there and learning, it's not just the swinging the hammer and getting sweaty and feeling tired at the end of the day. It's the whole process.